Hey guys, so I'm live wearing my crop top and shorts again. Unfortunately no shirtless fatties yet. Just freaking skinny people again as usual. Back to the usual again. I thought I'd come on at walking. May as well live stream. Because I can't make videos on my phone, so at least not constant ones. I could do ones where you have to press and hold the thingy, and then when a certain amount of time has gone by, a few seconds, it stops and it replays it, and you have to save it. So that's what I have to do. I'd rather be just like recording a constant video rather than having to press and hold a freaking screen. So yes. Hey, nobody, not seen any shirtless fatties today, guys. Just skinny people. Not many people out. Don't blame them though, it's too hot really. We're gonna go in here again because it's all nice and cool, like last time. See, that's what you can see from here. Roses, yay, pretty. Pretty. That's my favourite one. Well, the other ones are wilting. Look, a bit naff them. Still pretty though, but we've got some ivy, so we've got loads of that. Now I know along here is a big fat guy, usually at this house here. He's usually coming out messing about with his bins or whatever. This particular house. Yeah. That one's still got a thank you NHS thing. I heard they don't even appreciate it anyway, so people are stopping bothering now. Come on. By the way, just to let you guys know, if I ever got attacked or whatever, I wouldn't be able to run away because the dog will not run with me. He will drag his heels. So if I ever got attacked, I'd be screwed. So I'm afraid, as horrid as this may be, if I got attacked and I had to run away, I'd have to just leave him. I'd have to just let go of the leash because he will not run with me. I don't know why. I've no clue why he won't run with me. Well, let's do it now. See, he's dragging his heels. I'll be dead by now. I'll be dead. I'll be dead by now. It really slows me down. So we'll go this way. There's a dog down there, a big old husky. It's beautiful, but he doesn't get along with dogs. So this guy's fat. A little bit fat. It's a beautiful dog, but we can't get close enough to record. I have tried to get him out of the habit of going after dogs and shit, but he still does it. So my plan is, if I ever get attacked or whatever, I'm going to hand the attackers the dog, and then that'll slow them down. They will not be able to chase me fast, because the dog, like I say, just drags his heels. Now that's even in the cold weather, so it's not just because it's hot. At one time he used to run with me, but now he won't. He's like, Hurley. Do you want to see how he reacts when a dog is around? There's a dog in there. let's just wait. The dog is in there somewhere. Show you what happens. This dog is contained behind a fence, so we're okay. So he knows there's a dog there, he's curious. The dog has disappeared now. Guess he's not going to cooperate. So, I'm afraid no luck right now. But I will show you if there's any dogs around. I'll show you. Let's go near that house where the big fat guy lives. I know he lives there, so. I don't think he's out today. They were just out because they were having a birthday party, so. Oh, we've got one of them. Oh, it's a G-Tech as well. It's grey and green, so I know it's G-Tech. I can hear him. Look at that. Yeah, let me show you. It's a G-Tech electric hedge trimmer. We've got that. That's cool, that. Somebody else has got one. God, I'm not sure about going this way. It's a bit too hot. Okay, I'm just gonna leave him then. You would have to leave him. Probably wouldn't, I don't know. Let's see what would happen. Okay. Hey, look, he's following me! Oh my god, I didn't think he was gonna do that. That is so cool. He didn't like the leash. I'm just gonna have a hand free because I need to be able to grab him in case there's a dog around. Been being off leash, if there's a dog around, he will. This is so cool. He's following me. I didn't honestly believe that he would do that. Thought, oh, for sure he's just gonna piss about. I think he thinks that he's still on. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. JD. JD, come on. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Come on. I don't really want anyone distracting him right now because he's in training. Come on. Good boy. Yeah, well, I didn't think he was going to do this. This is the first time he's ever been off leash. He keeps standing on his leash, which keeps distracting him. I'm just trying to find a shady place. Good boy, come on then. If I see a dog, I must grab him, like as soon as possible. Because he'll go running after that dog like he means to kill. Unfortunately, this kid is like following us, so that's distracting him. Come on. Oh, sorry. Shit, I'm just banging someone's car. Yeah, I'm distracted, but I'm trying to make sure the dog definitely follows me. There's a big fat guy over there. No cars. Come on. Come on, JD. Come on. Good boy. Come on. But look how much he drags behind, though. He didn't run. He just saunters around. Right, this is a nice shady place. See, I got this with me just in case a fight happens and I can break them up with this, or I can just prevent him. I can just give him a correction by doing that in his face, but like making a snapping sound. He's been pretty good so far. Oh, that guy doesn't even care. Come on. No getting distracted. Come on. I think it's just his leash. I'm just going to look behind here. There's no dogs, is there? Nope. He's doing pretty good, but look how much he's lingering behind, though. like he's way behind me. Right, let's run again. Come on, come on. See, he's a good boy though. He's a good boy for following me even though he's off leash. Never done this before. Honestly, never done this before. Not out here. In the garden, yes, he does follow me, but I thought there'd be too many distractions out here and he wouldn't follow me, so. But I'd only do that in the back streets. On a main road, I definitely wouldn't do that. So we're still going to be in the back street once we leave here, but I have a feeling I'd better... Good boy. Here's a good boy. There's bloody scooter boy again. That stupid scooter boy idiot. I think we better go home now. Wait, did you ask before or after I told you? The stick... I didn't even see... If you did say that before I told you, I didn't see it. I didn't want to see what you said, so... So I just happened to tell you by chance. Because I was already talking about how, you know, he doesn't get along with other dogs, so... So crossing a road is risky. I have to make sure there's no cars, because like I say, he will not run with me. If there's a car upon us, you know, you're knackered, you know, if we're crossing the road, because like I say, he won't run. But yeah, he's pretty good now. Yeah, so if you didn't know, so if there's a dog like coming past like on the other side or on this side of the street, I would snap this in front of his face to distract him. And that's what I do. Never seen one before, I didn't know it was. No, this is for picking up poop. I just use it to train him. There's a woman over there who has a dog, and apparently sometimes her dog gets attacked by other dogs. So she carries a stick like this, especially for warding off the other dogs, you know, kind of keeping them at stick's length. So this house here is where a new guy that I met lives. He's moved in with his millions of roommates. I like his car. I don't know whose car that one is, but I like it. So yeah, the door's open, so I don't know whether he's coming out or not. I always hope I meet him because he never gave me his contact details when we talked, which sucked. I thought it would be too forward if I asked for his number, so I asked him if he had Facebook. He said no, but that was like the end of that. He didn't even offer his any other contact things. And on a different note, I've seen a lot of dead animals lately. So we had the crow that died in our garden. This pigeon here that's smushed, and a dead rat. Dead rat. So I pretty much streamed today, went out and about, solely for the purpose of, if I saw a fat guy shirtless, I could video them. Or if any incidents happened, I could get it on record. Because like I say, my phone's always full, so I can't make recordings. I have a camera with me, but cameras are just too obvious, so I don't like to use a camera. I prefer to use a phone because it's like, you know, I could be recording or I, you know, might not be recording. You know, for all they know, I'm just holding it up, you know, because I'm looking at it. Or I'm distracted, so it's just like up. What have you, so it's like, it's a bit less conspicuous if I have a phone I've just got in my hand. But a camera is just too obvious and people are just like, ugh. Right, let's look at some bins. No one around? That one's empty. That's good. That one's empty. There's my shadow. So because it was so hot today, I did an updo. I look really hideous. I've got no makeup on, and I've got my hair up into a silly bun, which I can't do for the life of me. Oh yeah, I love these flowers. Hang on, I'll show you when I can just swap this over. Ain't that pretty? They don't last long, so I thought I'd show you them. There's some lovely purple ones up there. There's some blue ones. There's like one that's turning yellow. But these are just adorable. I just think they're so cute. I'm like obsessed with them. Uh-oh. What do you see, guys? Tell me what you see before I come out. No one there? I can hear stuff going on. What about that side? Nobody. I always look before I come out up there. Because I don't want to suddenly come out and there's some like gang of kids coming this way. Oh, hear how annoying that is. I tried to get that fixed. The neighbour over there said that he was going to do it, but he never did it. So I've still got a fecking creaky gate. Which is super annoying, especially when I'm trying to sneak around and it's making all that noise. Like, if there was kids out there and I wanted to just sneak out, I couldn't do that. They would hear it. Ooh, that's very naughty. He was trying to put his seatbelt on as he was driving. Very irresponsible. My mama never puts her seatbelt on before we're driving. I mean, she always puts it on before we're driving. Before we drive. I don't think that would help because it's like a rope holding it in place, rather than it's not on a hinge or anything. So I doubt that would help. It's like a flat rope type thing. So he's going in now for a drink and I've got to go back out to go to the local shop. Not that I want to because I'm hot now and sweaty. And that's saying something because I don't sweat. Oh, it's cool in here though. Oh, it's lovely. In our house, you know, downstairs it's nice and cool, but on the upstairs it's so hot. So I'm just leaving all that stuff outside. I don't care. I'm going to cool off a bit first before I go. Let my phone cool off because it's hot. Yeah, so I always try and look left and right before I come out, just in case there's a gang of kids coming this way. Well, I've only got one view now. That sucks. Everybody's disappeared. I guess it's not a real interesting stream when it's not me on it. I'm just trying to get all the interesting things that I might see. Or things that might happen while I'm out. Just in case an incident happens. So as you can see, it's very dark in here. Keeping it dark to keep it cool. Come on, have a drink. Don't walk away. I would just go back into the church area until he passed and then I would come out. If I was in the garden, I would just not come down to the gate until they'd passed. But sometimes they hang out right outside, so sometimes that's a pain in the butt. And I can't really, like, sneak back out. But we do have we did have another gate at the side, which I could escape from, but alas, that got wrecked to the point where it had to be gotten rid of and just bricked up. So I don't have another way to... Sorry about that. That's a sink. I don't know where to put it. I just need to put it down a moment. What was that? That was weird. Of course, when I get hot and sweaty, I start, scratching and stuff. Okay. Oh, it's itchy. So it's only 19 minutes. Nearly 20 minutes. Oh, jeez. got 2 legs now. That's good. Sorry about this, guys. Oh, I'm just having a good scratch. Not anymore, but like if they see me when I'm out and about, they can't help themselves but say something to me. Go on about me being Wolfie and shout some shit at me. Some heckling shit at me. Good boy! Well, one time he used to come and harass us, you know, here in the garden. But they don't do that often anymore. If we're in the garden and they're looking over the wall, he will go running at them and barking. But if they actually came into the garden, he would just probably play with them. But they play with him, so, you know, as far as he's concerned, the friend, you know, it's friend. I actually kind of trained him to do that in a way when they used to harass us, because I did used to, while they were on the wall, to try and get them away, I used to run at them, hoping it would scare them off. And he would just sort of follow suit. Well, I don't do that anymore, I just ignore them now. It's the only way to stop them now, is to just completely ignore them. Also not obsess about them. So it's just me telling people who don't know the situation what happened in the past. And like I say, they don't bother me anymore, but in their books I'm still a freak and a weirdo. They've taught, I mean, these were people from like years ago, and the people now that are sort of around, they don't even know me as such, and yet they do know me. It's weird. I've never met them, I've never seen them. I wouldn't know them from Adam, so as far as I am concerned, they're like new people. But they all know about me around here, they all know. It's kind of like not dying off from the past. It's weird. I know, but you'd think eventually it would die off, like, you know, the next lot would grow up and move out, and then another lot would come and, you know, live around here, and they just wouldn't know about me. Like, surely all the ones who knew about me have, like, gone by now, because it's been, like, 20 years. It's stupid. 20-odd years. Possibly. Maybe longer. Actually, let me think, I'll have to count on that one. Yeah, sorry, yeah, 20, wait, hang on. It's only just stopped being as bad as it used to be, so it's probably longer than that. Some burnt toast. Yeah, idiots, eh? But as I've said in my previous stream, it pisses me off that they obviously accept all this other shit, this other weird shit that's happening. And yet me, I'm still considered an outcast to them. I'm still considered weird. Oh my god. I need to rest. Now I'm so hot. You never told the story yesterday. I'm sure I did. Maybe you weren't here. I did. Every live stream lately I've been talking about it on. I said that, I don't know which part you missed, but I can't remember what day it was, but a few days ago I went to the co-op. I know it's called McCall's now, but I still call it the co-op because that's how I've always known it. I went in there and this boy came in. So he looked like a boy, like, you know, a normal boy. Except for the fact that he was wearing full makeup and eyelashes. And that's not a sight you see every day. Even now, you don't see that yet. But he had a friend with him, you know, a girl. I didn't really think anything of it, but, you know, I just kept looking at him because, you know, it's what you do when something unusual happens. And then I came out of the co-op, and as I was passing a pub, which by the way is closed, before you start asking me, it was closed. But this boy and that girl were sitting at the bench table thing with several other girls, and yet it was me they were all staring at like I was the freak. And I'm like, so you accept that shit into your fold, but I'm still considered weird to you a lot. And that just really pissed me off, because all these years I've all thought I was the weirdo and I was the freak. And remember, I'm straight and white and, you know, semi-normal. But I was considered the freak. So he was like one of the gig. Yeah, I was just saying he's one of the girls. That's what I said. So they've accepted him as one of their own. And yet me, a girl, they don't accept. They think I'm weird as a freak and I'm made an outcast. And always have been ever since I was like 10 or whatever. And it just really sucks that, you know, I've actually, you know, growing up, I mean, when I was teens, and like I've said before, the last time I had a friend was when I was 16, and since then I've not had any, because all the young people around here, my age group, so like I say, it was 16, so everyone like 16 and like around that age group, they disliked me and considered me a freak and a weirdo. And then and you know, the older I've gotten, it's not changed. It's like, you know, it's still continued to go on. And I thought, you know, at some point I'm going to meet someone out here. There's going to be some young people who are nice and don't think I'm weird and a freak and all that shit. But it's never happened. As I've said before, each different group of people. Sorry about that. I had to get Wi-Fi. I was still on data and it said you used up all of... Whew. Yes, we're back. Just got Wi-Fi. So, what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. Bloody fly, feck off. Hello, every new person. I know. You're fucked up. Right, I'll try again. I'm going to put it here. So it's closer to the fucking Wi-Fi. Anyway. So... I don't know where they went, they just disappeared. And then we'd have like a reprieve for a while from being harassed by these kids. And then a little while later, a new lot would appear out of nowhere. And they all seemed to already know who I was. And I'm like, is this going to go on, like, long into my 30s, 40s, 50s? Am I just going to be known as the weird girl or woman who lives in the big house for, like, the rest of my life? Are they all just going to word of mouth to each other for, like, until the end of time? I mean, for God's sake. You know, it's ridiculous. So thanks to the cretins and them all seeming to, you know, not move on. You know how everyone is always saying... First of all, everyone's always going on about don't assume. That's what everybody goes. But they don't know anything about me. They don't know me. And they assume I'm weird. And I'm assumed that I'm a person that they're not going to like. And they either stay away, which is good, or they harass me and bully me. And again, that's just like assuming that what everybody has told them in the past is true about me. Whatever, that I'm a witch, that I'm this, that I'm that. I don't know what they all say about me now. There could be things I don't know about. The things I know about is weirdo, freak, Wolfie, whatever. That's the only things I know. So the first thing is the assume. They don't get to know a person before they actually judge them and dislike them and harass them. I would actually be the best friend they ever had because I'm interesting and I'm unique. And are very fun to be around when, you know, you get to know me. And yet they don't give me a chance. What was my other point? I can't remember what my other point was now. I said first assume. What was the other word I used? I used another word. I said this and then assume. People are always saying that you're not supposed to assume. There was another word I just used. Oh, for goodness sake. But anyway, my point being is that there's lots of weird shit happening in this world, and yet I'm still considered the outcast. You know? Or a judge. They always do judge, and they always assume. People are always saying, don't judge, don't assume, and yet they do. But they're not judging by what they actually see. They judge by what somebody's told them. But they've never seen me before at this point. If you're saying it's word of mouth, these new people who come along, they don't even, like I say, they've never met me yet. They're just hearing from what these other people are saying about me. And I'm presuming when they do see me, it's like one of them that does know me will say, oh yeah, that's Wolfie, that's her. And it's like when they do see me, I'm actually normal. I'm dressed in normal clothes. I look fairly normal. I'm not wearing some weird wacky outfit, or like I'm not going out wearing Wolfie ears or a tail or anything. You know, I go out in normal clothes, and yet they still quite happily take what these people have said as code red, that I'm weird and I'm this and I'm that. And it's like ridiculous. And even in this day and age, I mean, it's 2020 and I'm still being treated like the town freaking weirdo or something. The town witch. I'm surprised shit has not tried to burn me at the stake yet. Shit. I really am. But yeah, like I said yesterday, I did say this yesterday. When I was younger, it used to be my mum that they targeted. She was the one that they called a witch. They never called me a witch, at least to my face anyway. But then one day, my friend at the time took me to the estate, which is down the other end. So the hooligans all live at that end. But these kids lived at that end. So she took me to, to her home, where all these kids were. And as I was approaching, they chanted, witch, witch, witch. But I never even knew that they thought I was a witch, because it was my mum that they used to call a witch, not me. Like I say, not when they were harassing us. They didn't call me a witch. I mean, these particular kids, by the way, didn't harass us. These are just kids that have, like I say, heard rumours or whatever. The ones that used to harass us were mainly like the older ones. Like, they were older than me, I think, at the time. Of course, they're all younger than me now, but I think at the time, because I was like 9 or 10 or something. They were like teenagers that used to harass us. Little kids didn't harass us, but like I say, obviously the big kids would tell the littler kids, and well, they were okay with me. Little kids seem to be okay with this day. Little kids are okay. They don't seem to have a problem with me, which is good. So I could quite happily pass little kids without fear that they're going to be heckling me. But it's the bigger kids, it's usually the teenagers, and even, like, this is a new one now. There was about 2 or 3 older people coming this way, as in they were probably younger than me, but they were in the 20s rather than like teens. Because as I said before, it's usually the teenagers that, heckle me and stuff. The young people would just not bother with me. So these blokes were coming up the street, and it never even occurred to me that they would be any of the hooligans. But then they spotted me at the wall, and they started going on about Wolfie, and they started howling, and I was like, aren't you a bit too old for this now? Like, this is ridiculous. Even if they were the hooligans from the past, they should be fecking over it by now. Oh, that's my other point that I was going to say. It's about living in the past. They're all living in the past. That's another thing. The stuff that happened back then is in the past. So, like, when they used to see me wearing my wolf gear, and that's where the Wolfie thing started. They saw me in my wolf gear. But, like, that happened in the past. Since they've not really seen me in my wolf gear, because when I do wear it, I try and wear it in the house or in the garden. And when they're not around, I don't really go out in it, obviously. But, yeah, they don't move on. So it's like, this is still going on, and it's like, it's ridiculous. It's been 20 years or whatever it's been now. About 20 years, roughly. I think we agreed 17 years, actually, me and my mum. So my mum used to always say 14 years, and I've just been keeping track, because she used to tell everybody. She always used to say we've been putting up with this shit for 14 years. But yeah, by now it'll probably be about 17 years. So yeah, it's ridiculous. So we used to be relentlessly harassed, but now these days we don't get relentlessly harassed. But like I say, if they see me in the street, if I do pass them, they will start heckling me. So I try and avoid them like the plague. I'm not scared of them because I know they're not going to harm me. It's just that I just feel very uncomfortable and self-conscious when I'm going past and like I'm just one person. And they're like a gang, or there might be 2 or 3 people or more, and they're going, oh, it's Wolfie, and then they start howling at me and stuff, and it's like, it's just so freaking uncomfortable. It's just really embarrassing and shit, so. Actually, no, it's humiliating, that's what it is. It's like disrespect, they're disrespecting me. Let's read some shit, hang on. Did you recognise them? Hang on, I remember, hang on, I've missed a lot, haven't I? Yes, this world is messed up, isn't it? Do you see them at the shop often? Nope. It wasn't the word. Have you tried to talk with them? Odd. Is it too much trouble? Oh yeah, I tried to talk to them in the past. In fact, when the incident has happened, like when they're harassing me, I can't think of what to say, but then afterwards I'll know exactly what to say. And that is, you know what? When they start going on about me being weird or a freak or whatever, I've seen them howling. They howl in the street for a start. Like, they think I'm weird because I used to howl, like, when I was a freaking child, I used to howl, right? But I don't howl anymore. Like, it's been many, many years now. But they used to call me weird for howling when I was a little freaking kid. And I remember this all started because I wore a Halloween costume. A wolf Halloween costume one Halloween. And ever since then it's been Wolfie and freak and weirdo and shit. All of them coming on my Facebook and saying, aren't you a bit too old for this wolf thing now? And I'm like, aren't you a bit too old to be freaking bullying me? Like, I wish I'd said that, but I didn't. I always think of like really great things to say afterwards, but I've seen them out and about, again howling. I've seen them going out and about in freaking unicorn onesies. Like, they obviously dress up in animal shit and weird shit, and they go out in the nightwear and shit. And I'm like, you calling me weird? Seriously? So it's disgusting. Shoe humiliate. I wouldn't want to experience that. No. Do you know what? I always hope that these people, these kids who harass me, I always hope they grow up, or at some point in their lives they will experience what it was like to be me, even for a short time. Like, I've had to put up with this for like 17 years. But even if they could just experience it for, say, I don't know, a month out of their life, like they have a problem gang of kids around their area at some point, and they just experience it for at least a month, maybe they'll fucking think. And the other scenario is, I'm hoping I'll be their employer one day. I'm hoping they'll come to me asking for a job. I always hope, because they always say, be careful who you bully, be careful what you say to people, because they might end up your employer, or, you know, they might end up being somebody that you want to suck up to. So I'm hoping that one of these days I'm going to be like their employer or something. My mum used to say that. She used to say, well, if they came to, say to me for a job, I could just say no, because they harassed me for all those years. So I decided to, turn them down. But actually, I wouldn't turn them down. I would actually accept them, and I would give them hell. No, actually, my plan was to be really super nice to them and make them feel like garbage about all the shitty, nasty ways they've treated me all over the years. Here is a scenario I had in my head. Another scenario. A separate one. So, I was thinking of one of these days, like, seriously now, actually seriously, I was thinking one of these days of starting up a charity for single parents, or just anybody who's been, like, who's had a hard time, or having a hard time, should I say, and they have to go through, like, trouble with neighbourhood kids and hooligans and thugs and shit. So I was thinking of starting up a charity for that shit. I thought that'd be a good idea, because I don't think there is any charities for that, for people who have been harassed by hooligans or whatever, and single parents, like single mothers in particular, who have a hard time, like we did. So I was hoping that after that happened, these kids, like I say, would experience what it was like to be me, and they would get harassed by kids, and I'd have the charity for people who were being harassed by neighbourhood kids and shit. So that's another scenario. Like, I could turn them down, but I was thinking, oh, I'll help them because I'm not like them. So it wouldn't be revenge. It would be like malicious compliance, if you will. Like I say, they would feel really sorry for, because they would not only have experienced what I went through, but also now they are wanting my help, the very person that they harassed all these years. And it would like make them feel like absolute garbage about the way they treated me. That would be the absolute most delicious form of justice ever. Because we know nothing's ever going to stop them. So they need to experience it, what they put me through. There are many most weak people like that would fall in breakdown if it happened to them. See, they don't know what it's like. See, that's the problem. They don't empathize. They're not humans, clearly, because they don't empathize. Us as humans are supposed to be separate to animals and have the ability to empathize and sympathize with our fellow species. And even not our fellow species, even other species. But they have no clue what it must be like to go through that shit. Thanks to them, my mum, I believe that one of the reasons my mum has ended up in the condition she's in, disabled, all these health problems, is from all the stress of being harassed by these kids all these years. In fact, I believe that's the reason why she had a heart attack, because we were being harassed like relentlessly before she had the heart attack. So I think that must be the reason why. And I remember the harassment. My mum came home from hospital, and one night we were, it was all quiet and we were just relaxing in the living room. And suddenly, boom, something hit the window real loud. And it was them fucking throwing fucking shit and stones at our window at 10 o'clock at night. So I went outside and I screamed at the top of my lung, "You have given my mum a heart attack." I said that. Obviously, I didn't mean like right there and then. I was trying to let them know that my mum has had a heart attack recently and now her heart is weakened and that we've got to fucking cool it. Right? And they must have heard me, because after that they didn't harass us for a while. Like a year or two, I think it was. So they must have heard me, and they obviously must have had some kind of compassion, because they didn't harass us after that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And we've no idea why. The police are always asking us why, as if it's like our fault. And I remember one time, I was complaining to one of my neighbours because we were in an argument, so I was complaining about his dog barking and shit. And he tried to blame me for the fact that his dog was barking, because, first of all, I made the fucking stupid wolf noises and encouraging the kids to come running up and down the alley, which is where his yard is, and causing his dog to bark. So he actually blamed me. I thought, no, it's not me, is it? It's not like I'm saying, come to me, come and run up and down the streets and the alley and make all noises to make people's dog bark. And besides, it wasn't them that they were harassing anyway, so I don't know why they had any beef with it. Who cares? It's like, they're not being harassed. I'm the one being harassed. They don't fecking care. The neighbours don't fecking care. We've had plenty of incidents where they've come, and I'm thinking, me and my mum were like thinking, well, if all the neighbours came out of their houses every time all these gangs of kids came and shooed them away, got them away, they may probably stop doing it, and they wouldn't have done it for this long. But the neighbours are no fecking use. They just twitch the fecking curtains and watch. Because there's no way they can't hear what's going on. Their doors, their windows, their walls, they're paper thin. It's not like us, we've got double glazing and shit, and we've got, we're like set back. They're like right on the street. They've got paper thin windows and doors and shit. They can hear what's going on. They can hear when the gate's being jangled and rattled. They can hear the shouting and the screaming and the howling that they all used to do. They can hear the fence being kicked until it's broken. And yet they do nothing. They don't come out and go, oh, you know, fuck off. You know, you lot, fuck off. They don't. They just twitch the curtains. They don't even call the police for us. It's like, even if you're too scared to come out of your little houses, you fucking wimps, at least call the fucking police for us. And that's the least you can do. But, yeah. I mean, we've had big burly blokes. At the time, their neighbours, big burly blokes, they could come out and sort them out, but no. They'd just rather be like mice and just twitch the curtains and watch. One time there was a neighbour at the top looking out of his window. He didn't do anything. I remember my mum was out there because this was back when she wasn't disabled. So she was out there in the church area where we used to go to harass us, all the kids. She was in the church area. And she was all like, oh, I can't remember exactly what she said now, but she was like, it's all right, you just watch from your little safe house. It's like, and he shouted something, but I don't know what it was. I got it all on camera at the time. But like I say, this was on the camera that stopped working, and back then, the files were too big to upload to the computer, and it wasn't on a memory card or anything, so it was like on the actual camera hard drive, and the camera just conked, so I've not got those videos anymore. So, yeah, so that's what's been happening. Don't call the poo-poo. Okay, the police are useless. Yes, he said that. Throw a monotone cocktail at them. All the stress could have caused it. Yeah, disgusting. Yeah, it would be. I'm just going to read stuff now. I didn't get to read stuff. Can you hear that? The fucking fly. There's a fly in here. Low battery, fuck off. No, I was outside when I was talking about it, not inside. Talk to them, though. Oh, yeah, he said I talk to them. Yeah, like, you can't talk to them. Even if you do, they're just so immature, and they have the brains of just animals, really. Actually, animals make fecking more sense and understand, and are more empathetic than they are, have ever been, and will ever be. Talking to them was a waste of space. Like they tried, but they usually do it all from afar anyway. Like you say, cowards. Like, I often want to, one of these days to be like, why do you harass us? What exactly have I ever done to you? Like, seriously. I also put on one of my live streams, or it might have been a video. I also said, had a person, right, who was one of their aunties, one of the hooligans' aunties, the main one at the time. This particular one was typically had my name, unfortunately, and she kept threatening to slit my dog's throat and shit, and break my dog's neck and all this sort of stuff. I'll poison your dog, I'll kill your dog. She was doing all that, and I was talking to her auntie, who had befriended me and was trying to help me out, and she was trying to find out why they harass me and shit. And according to her, what she found out was that apparently they harass us because they think we killed our dog, our previous dog, because he was ill. And he was always dead skinny, and he was always kind of a bit, disgusting because he had incontinence, and he always had diarrhea, like, constantly. So he looked quite the mess. He also had allergies, so his eyes were always a mess and leaking and stuff. He looked a mess. But that was nothing to do with us. That's just, that's how he ended up in his old age, despite what we did for him. He was under the vet. He had lots of You know, he had a special diet and shit. And then, yeah, so yeah, apparently they harassed us because they think we were abusive or cruel and even killed our other dog. I'm like, so if it's about animal cruelty, why the fuck is this idiot going on about killing our current dog then? Him. JD, the one you see. So I was like, no, it can't possibly be that then. It can't possibly, because she was threatening to be cruel to our dog. So I would, you know, what if she was like, you know, so bothered about the animal and harassing us because of, you know, supposedly being cruel to our last dog, then why is she threatening to be cruel to our current dog then? That makes absolutely no sense. Besides, they never said anything about it. They never gave any clues as to if that was, you know, why they're harassing us. Like, you know, they would probably shout the odd, like, oh, animal abuser at some point, wouldn't they? So, no, I didn't think it was about that, but you know what I reckon? I have a theory. I think they didn't have any justification for why they harassed us. So I think that when her auntie asked her why they harass us, I think this girl said that it was because of that, to sort of justify why she was harassing us. But in reality, they're just mindlessly harassing us. Like, it's for no reason other than the fact that, you know, we live in a bit of a different house than they do. Like, they all live in terrace houses and we live here where it's big and set back. So... yeah, I think it was an excuse. I really do. Huh? Feeding them and wandering off looking for food. What is this guy talking about? Seriously, why is he going on with himself about this? I don't even know what he's talking about. To have a dog. Why would she want me to have a dog? If you don't like the dog, why don't you just pick it up and drop it off somewhere? What? What is this guy talking about? I never said I didn't want the dog, I didn't have the dog or whatever. I'm trying to say that this hooligan told her auntie that the reason that they harass us is because they think we abused the fecking dog. The previous dog. Which, fuck, we didn't do that. It was ill. It looked like it was neglected, but it wasn't. Because it was so ill and he was, you know, old. And he was having problems now from old age. And it's none of their business anyway. We were trying to help him. So that's what I'm saying. And this current dog, these kids were saying, I'm going to poison the dog. I'm going to slit the dog's throat. I'm going to snap its neck. That's what the kid was saying. Keep up. So this is the problem. When you mention this stuff, it gets so misconstrued. This is where rumours come from. People misunderstanding shit. And then they start saying, oh, yes, you were cruel to the dog. And you did this to the dog. And that's the dog. You don't want the dog. You were cruel to the dog. So just because I've said things like that in my video about how people accused us of this shit, people who are only hearing part of this conversation are going to actually assume that that's what happened, that I am, or my mum was the one that didn't want the dog or was cruel to the dog or whatever. And I'm like, no, you're mishearing me. You got to watch the whole thing or whatever, you know. I'm not being misunderstood. People always misunderstand me. In old age, because words get diluted. Killing the dog just gonna make it stink worse? Yeah. They wanted to kill the dog, yeah, they wanted to. I mean, they wouldn't know if it stank. They only saw it occasionally. And like, this was way before they actually started like harassing us, and it was never about that. They never said that was about it. The dog doesn't need to suffer until it dies of its illness. So I'm just getting real confused. I'm just trying to say this is apparently the reason why they say they harassed us all these years. I don't know why you're all going on about the dog, because like I'm not really talking about the dog. I'm just saying that this is the shit that happened in the past, and you need to explain to this person that I'm talking about the hooligans harassing me. I'm not really talking about the dog as such. I'm just telling you what they said is the reason why they harassed us. And, you know, they again just assumed. But even so, that is not what it was about, because they never mentioned it. And I'm thinking it must be an excuse. Yeah, let's move on to something else. Yeah, we're done with this subject. Let's tell this person on her live stream that she shouldn't talk about this anymore. Yes, master. Changing the subject, master. You know what? I decide when we change the subject, not to you in it, blood. So I'm just going to feed the dog now and move on. Because I guess I'm getting aggro on my stream. As if I don't get it enough in real life. Richard, do a hit on all these people. I don't like them anymore. Do a hit on these people. Richard, you're going to be my chef. Come hitman. You and Talila, I get a new hitman. I need someone to be my hitman. No one tells the boss to change the subject. Nobody. Or they'll feel the wrath of my belly. I shall sit on them. Disgusting behaviour. Not the dog will eat it. Come on, JD. Yes. This little girl has been told now. We must change the subject. Because a man has said so. The man has spoken. Come on, JD. Sit down. Yes. Okay. There you go. I'm going to read some shit and then I think I'm going to stop now. Eat your food. Don't start this stupid shit again. Alright, he's talking to Wrath. You know, Wrath used to be a normal, civilized human being, but now he's just saying a load of nonsense. I still don't know what Wrath is going on about taking the dog or dumping it somewhere so that someone else can look after it. I mean, what is that even about? Eat your food. Yes, I think I'm pretty done with this conversation anyway. Just don't forget to, he's been crazy and being stupid. Yes, he has been talking a load of rubbish. I've noticed. I will stream again soon. Yes, well, usually when I'm looking at just when I'm talking, I don't really always read the messages, so. And when I am doing, I would rather people say what's relevant to what I'm saying rather than just talking a load of silly nonsense. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe and comment and like the video. And don't forget to donate or become a Patreon. I'll put the links in the description at some point. It's been 60 minutes anyway. Definitely time to stop it anyway. Oh, and low battery as well. So I'm not mad at Brad anymore. I think I'm emailing him anyway, isn't the guy who I'm emailing? Yes. So, see you later.